Very good morning, my dear student friends. Today I would like to discuss about a poem, The Solitary Reaper by William Wordsworth. As you're all aware of William Wordsworth, William Wordsworth was an English romantic poet. Was born in England in the year 1770. William Wordsworth was very close and associate with Samuel Taylor Coleridge. They both worked together and they published a lyrical ballad in the year 1798. William Wordsworth became England's poet laureate in 1843. William Wordsworth's mother died when he was 7 years old, and he became an orphan. He started his self-education, studied in schools, and finally he got education at Cambridge University, London. William Wordsworth was much more inspired by nature. He treated nature as a guide, nature as a father, nature as a teacher, nature as a nurse, and he wandered lonely as like a cloud. The beautiful environment, the natural sceneries, everything had given inspiration to become a great romantic poet. And he was very close and friendly to the nature. And he died in the year 1850. Now, The Solitary Reaper, the poem consists of 4 stanzas, and each stanza consists 8 lines. The meter of the poem is in iambic tetrameter, and the rhyme scheme of the poem is AB, AB, CC, and DD. The imageries in the poem is natural scenes and a young maiden, a girl reaping, is situated in the center. And she was walking alone in the field. And the metaphor, the poet compares the reaper with the nightingale and cuckoo, respectively. Because her song is much more, gives more thrilling and more beautiful than of those 2 birds, that is cuckoo and nightingale. Now, I would like to read the poem, The Solitary Reaper by William Wordsworth. Behold her, single in the field, yon solitary highland lass, reaping and singing by herself. Stop here or gently pass, alone she cuts and binds the grains, and sings a melancholy strain. Oh, listen, for the well profound is overflowing with the sound. In the first stanza, the poet William Wordsworth requests the listeners, the readers, the speaker is addressing, implores the readers to stop and look at the girl who is reaping and singing by herself in the field. Behold her. The speaker, William Wordsworth, is requesting everyone who are passing through there. And the girl was singing a melancholy or a beautiful or a melodious song. The poet asked the listeners to stop there or gently pass so as to not disturb the smooth flow of song. There is in the field a young maiden was doing some work. She was in center of the field, and the total place is surrounded by beautiful landscape. In the center of the field, the young maiden is cutting and reaping the grains. And the William Wordsworth is requesting everyone, do not disturb her. Let her sing. Let her sing the song he's addressing. As she cuts and binds the grains, she sings a melancholy strain, and the whole valley is full of song. Not only that particular place, even the whole valley, the sceneries, the mountains, and the desert, everywhere, that place is filled with that melodious song. And the song sounds to the poet, William Wordsworth, to be a sad one. It is a sad one to the poet. And William Wordsworth is speaking at this particular point. The girl is alone, but surrounded by the nature. The girl is singing at the melody fulls of lonely valley. She was included and she was inculcated and included in the nature. She was imbibed in the nature. Now, William Wordsworth was astonished. He was surprised to hear the song which was sung by a woman. And she was cutting and she was reaping, alonely she, singing a melodious song. And there William Wordsworth was surprised. And coming to the second stanza poem. No nightingale did ever chaunt more welcome notes to weary bands of traveler in some shady hunt among Arabian sands. A voice so thrilling never was heard in springtime from the cuckoo bird, breaking the silence of the seas among the farthest hybrids. Now here in the second stanza, William Wordsworth compares the lonely woman who was in the center of the field. She was cutting, reaping the field. Continuously she is singing the song. In the second stanza, the poet compares the woman's song to the sounds of two singing birds. Now the two singing birds, nightingale and the cuckoo. And why nightingale and cuckoo is compared with this woman? Because the woman's sound is more welcome than a chant, than a song of the nightingale to tired traveler in the Arabian desert. And the cuckoo bird is spring's never song with a voice so exciting. Here William Wordsworth compares with a woman and the two birds. One is nightingale and another is cuckoo. The song which was sung by the beautiful maiden that song was more, it was giving more exciting and it is giving more thrillings than the two birds, cuckoo and nightingale. It is powerful song. It is more melodious compared with those two birds. And in the third stanza, William Wordsworth would like to compare the song of the maiden with another object here. Now, in the third stanza, will no one tell me what she sings? Perhaps the plaintive number flow for old, unhappy, for of things and battles long ago. Or is it some more humble lay, familiar matter of today, some natural sorrows, loss or pain that has been and more be again? In the third stanza, William Wordsworth would like to address to the readers. William Wordsworth is a speaker now. In the third stanza, the speaker is utterly charmed by the woman's song. He was astonished. He was surprised. Although he can't understand the language of the song and so can't say what the song is about. At this moment, William Wordsworth was feeling very happy. William Wordsworth was passing through the field where the woman was singing and reaping and cutting and binding. And he was walking through the field and he can hear the song of a beautiful maiden and suddenly was surprised and still and glanced towards the area where the song was coming from. And the speaker, the William Wordsworth, tries to imagine what the song might be about. And he was in a dilemma. He don't know the language of that song which was sung by a beautiful woman, a maiden. And he tries to imagine what the song might be about because it seems sad. He argues that the song might be about some old unhappy things. And also it speaks about some past sorrows, pains or loss. Or it may be about some battles fought by people long time ago. Or perhaps he says, he talks to the speaker. The speaker is talking himself. It is a simple song about some present sorrow, a pain or a loss, or matter of today. Now he is in a dilemma and he compares the song which was sung by a woman who was lonely in the field, and he is imagining in various angles because the song is more powerful, more beautiful, more melody rather than the cuckoo and the nightingale bird. And now I would like to come to the fourth stanza poem. Whatever the theme, the maiden sang, as if her song could have no ending. I saw her singing at her work, and over the sickle bending, I listened motionless and still. And as I mounted up the hill, the music in my heart I bore long after it was heard no more. In the last stanza, the poet, the speaker William Wordsworth, ends the poem saying that as the speaker understood that whatever the reaper sings about, he listened motionless and still, though he didn't understand the song which was sung by the maiden, but the song was more melodious. He was thrilled and astonished and surprised. Whatever the song it might be, but it is beautiful. And he is feeling so happy. He is feeling so enthusiastic. And he was inculcated and indulged with the song which was sung by a maiden. And he became a part in the song of that maiden. And he left the place. And he departed from the place and moving towards the hilly area, climbing the hills. And he carried her song with him. And he became motionless, and afterwards he departed from that song, but the song is always with him. He carried her song with him in his heart long after he could no longer hear it. This is the first time for this man to encounter, to listen such a melodious, a beautiful song. He never forgot this song. He carried this song along with him, and he kept this song in his heart, in his mind. The beauty of the song had touched his heart and lingered in his mind. He lingered this song. He kept this song in his mind and lingered. This song became a part in the heart of William Wordsworth. He didn't depart from the song which was sung by the maiden. And he became a part. And the heart would like to take part in the art of the song of the maiden. Such a melodious song it is. Giving him joy now by that song. The beauty of the song had touched his heart and lingered in his mind, giving him joy as he traveled up the hill and carried her song with him long after he could no longer hear it. Such a beautiful song. He carried this song and kept this song in his mind and heart and walked many miles. And traveled many miles, and he climbed the mountains and hills, but still the song is in the mind and it is in the heart of William Wordsworth. Such a beautiful poem. William Wordsworth was encountered and experienced in his life. So this song ends with a melody, beautiful, and happiness, had given an happiness to William Wordsworth. Thank you.